Hello, Monsters Abound here, and welcome to Against the Storm, a fun little roguelike city builder set in a post-apocalyptic land where several races of human-like species struggle to appease a tyrannical, whiny ruler in a land where it never stops raining. Some people might draw comparisons to post-Brexit Britain, but I'm bigger than that. So, this game is currently out as a demo. It'll be coming out fully next year. The demo is currently available on the Epic Games Store. Yes, I know, I'm sorry, I didn't pick it. You will be able to find the game on Steam as well, but I didn't find the demo there, so you're probably going to have to go to the Epic Games Store if you want to give it a try. The demo allows you to play on the Royal Woodlands, which is this sort of like biome here. Obviously, in the full release, there's going to be additional biomes, so things like, I think there's Desert and Scarlet Orchard, there we go, the Marshlands, all that. But you can only currently play on the Royal Woodlands, which is this area here. So, the game is a roguelike city builder, so basically you can decide where you want to set out your settlement, and depending on where you set it, you'll get different modifiers that you have to deal with. So, for example, if we put it down here, we can see the modifiers that we're going to have to deal with. The weather as well, so we get looming darkness and downpour. We can also see clearance effects that we're going to get in there. Of course, these are the rewards we're going to get for completing it, and also the modifiers. So we can see these are the different resources and sort of how we're going to what additional modifiers we get for harvesting these particular resources. So we get less insects and meat, but we'll get lots more roots, wood, and plant fiber. So that's good. And obviously, if we go down somewhere different, we can see we're going to get even worse modifiers. So here is stonewood infestation. So cutting trees is more sturdy, so it's going to take a lot more time to do that, but we're going to get more machinery for completing it. We also get additional negative effects, such as these strange lights, which is going to cause some issues for our population. So this game is basically two stages. So you have this stage where you select your location of settlement, and then you have the second stage where you're actually kind of like building your settlement. As a roguelike, it's quite punishing. There's certainly times where I've played a mission and I've come out of that going, wow, that was never winnable, or at least not the way I was doing it. Despite that, even if you fail, you're still going to get some rewards that you can use to then spend in the Smouldering City. So this is sort of where you buy your upgrades, and you can see I've already picked up a few here. This is going to unlock new blueprints that you can unlock during the settlement missions. It also potentially gives you essential buildings. So essential buildings are, rather than blueprints, which are buildings that you can unlock during a mission, essential buildings, I believe, and I'm right in saying this, are buildings that you'll have from the start. So currently you may get the option during a mission to pick between two of the three different houses. So you might be able to, so human house, beaver house, lizard house, those are the three species, and obviously they like living in their own types of houses. There is a sort of a basic building that you can construct that will house them, but they don't like it as much as their own individual housing. But you can only pick, one during any particular mission, which means you can only appease one of the three types. But obviously, if you get this reward, you'll have access to all three of them, which makes life a little bit easier trying to keep people happy. So some of the missions can be quite punishing, but then it could be that there's additional bonuses along the way that you can use to make your life a little bit easier, and obviously then start progressing like that. Something that you wouldn't be able to complete to start off with, but once you get some bonuses, it makes it a lot easier. So we're going to start off, I think, over here maybe. So this is a fairly easy area. We're going to get a machinery and four food stockpiles. The modifiers are fairly gentle. That's all pretty good. So we're going to start now. We've got some embarkment bonuses we can pick. So I'm going to... Now, wood is plentiful. We don't have to worry about that. I quite like taking a box of copper tools, because that's something that always comes in useful. I also like taking a group of beavers. That's right, group of beavers. You can never go wrong with a group of beavers. And I also want to take some faction supports. I can only take, because this is... You can see it costs 2, and we only have 2 embark remaining. So I could take lizards or beavers. I'm going to go beavers. We're going to keep our beavers happy. Yeah, we're going to take more beavers, and we're going to keep our beavers happy. That's what we're going to do. So once you're happy with your embarkation, and you can see the weather that we're going to get here. So this is drizzle, so this is your basic type of weather where it's just raining. Clearance is not where it stops raining, but it's less rainy. And then storm, where it's more rainy. So it's always raining, but depending on sort of, where you embark, basically it's more or less rainy than usual. I imagine the Royal Woodlands is probably the easiest area to start off with, so you get quite a large area of drizzle, fairly large area of clearance, and then a little area of storm. I imagine in some of the other areas you're probably going to get a much larger area of storm. When you're having storm, you're going to get some nasty negative effects like slower movement speed, and also people are just generally unhappy as well. So obviously that makes your life a little bit difficult, more difficult during those points. But let's go with what we have here. So here we are on the map, and it's basically a big old forest. Now I don't know if this is going to be the same for all of the biomes. I would assume so, but you know, without seeing them, who knows? So we already start with some resources here. So we've got some broccoli, lovely, some trees, and we've got some clay deposits there, which is quite good. Not bad start. Now we also start with a bunch of people. So we have 3 lizards here. We got 2 armadillos. Actually, that's humans. They look like armadillos. Maybe they should have been armadillos. Bit of a missed opportunity there. And then we've got our beavers down here who look a bit like dwarves, but that's fine. So I'm going to start off by building some lumber camps. Now, obviously, the objective is to uncover these glades, which will have additional resources in them. So the faster we can hack our way through the trees to those glades, the better. The ones with this little ram skull icon are ones which have dangers inside them. These aren't enemies, but they will be events that need to be dealt with using resources, or we will get nasty negative modifiers. It might be killing our people, might be making them unhappy. Basically, they're both as bad as each other. So we're going to start off by putting down some lumber camps, because the sooner we can hack through the wood, the better. Also, wood is a very useful resource, so the more we can farm, the better. So we also get some access to some blueprints. So we can get a lumber mill or a cloth it now. So all the blueprints you've unlocked, you will get the option to access during a mission. But for example, we can only pick one here, so we can pick the lumber mill or we can pick the cloth it. Now I'm going to go. I'm going to go for the lumber mill. I'm going to go for the lumber mill. We open up a few to start off with. So we've got a trapper's camp or a small farm. Now this is a much harder choice, because if we don't find any farmland, the farm is useless. If we come across a lot of food, then the trapper's camp is really useful, but if we don't, it's completely useless. So I'm actually going to hold off. I think sometimes the best option is just to hold off and not to, because at the start you don't really need too much stuff. So we're just going to go for a stone cutter's camp to get some of that clay, and we're going to set our little people to building it. And there they go. So, and we're going to build some roads as well. The people that aren't doing anything such as like building or working in the buildings, so you can see we've got a little icon here. It shows no one's working in there. We can click on the building itself and we get 3 slots. Now sometimes the slots are specific for a different type of race. However, certain races have different efficiencies for working in different buildings. So for example, the beavers, because they're beavers, are quite good at gnawing wood. Fair play. And if we have a look at the stonecutter camp, we can see one of the slots is actually a lizard person. So we can put, we could put a human here. I'm going to put 2 lizards to be working on the stone. They're going to be mining that clay and then dumping it into the storage. Got a second doobly what's it here, so a lumber camp, so we'll be doing that. And we can say that I want you to cut all this wood here, and they'll uncover that glade at some point in the future. Now, we have 2 different bars here. We have our reputation bar, and this is basically how we win the game. We need to fill this up to win the mission. Each one of these little blue blobs along the way, we will gain a new blueprint. And then we have the impatience bar here. So this is a queen. She's grumpy. She doesn't like the fact that we're taking too long with resources because it's horrible and rainy. As such, her impatience will increase over time. If it ever reaches maximum, we lose the mission. As I say, not the end of the world, because we'll still get some resources for it, and we'll get the option to create a new settlement anyway. Along with that, we've got our people. So you can see the number of people we have and the number of free people who aren't doing anything. So currently we have 2 humans not doing anything. We've got 6 beavers, but they're all doing stuff. We've got 3 lizards, but they're all doing stuff. You might be thinking, but we've only got 2 lizards. But no, because one of the lizards is actually looking after the ancient hearth. This is like, you know, Frostpunk with a horrible dystopian, we're going to put children in the mines type thing. Similar to that. but it just keeps people happy. So what we can do is, if people start getting sad, we can actually start chucking stuff on the hearth to try and keep them happy. This can be a desperate last gasp to try and keep your people from leaving. Alternatively, it can be used to try and make them super duper happy, because they do have this resolve bar. Now the resolve bar, as you can see for the beavers, it's increasing. Lizards, it's quite low. Humans, it's pretty good. If you get over this little green bar here, then you will start gaining passive reputation every minute, which is quite useful. Reputation you usually gain by completing missions, which are these things here. So you'll get these different orders to complete, and if you complete them, you'll get some rewards. So for example, we can do this one and get more beavers. Perfect, we're going to do that one anyway. We can build some shelters and get 15 wood, and we'll get some more lizards and some parts. We can get these pack of crops, and that will then give us some amber pouch and also some reputation. You can see we'll get a reputation point down there, and already we've got a little reputation point. We've got one, so that's going to give us a new blueprint reward. We can see we've got a big 3 flashy thing there, because I don't know which, I don't know if I want the farm or the hunter's camp, so I'm going to hold off doing that. It's not super urgent to do it right away anyway. We can hold off at least for a little while. So if, however, their resolve drops below about 10%, so a little red bar down here, they'll start to leave, and that can cause major issues, because it can spiral out of control. As people start leaving, then they stop doing their jobs, then those jobs aren't being done, then of course they're not getting the resources they need to keep the other people happy, and suddenly, you know, it's all out of control. So you need to keep a close eye on that. If anyone looks like, if any of the races look like they're about to leave, then you need to whack something on the Barbie. Now, every so often we'll get the Queen's Envoy bringing us a different benefit. So we can get workstation upgrades, 50% production to the crude workstation. Not bad. Handy tool for cutting stems, and these gains 4 fibers for each 10 vegetables produced. Okay. Also mushroom production, gain additional mushrooms every yield from gathering, farming, or production. All of these are quite nice. The crude workstation is a building that you can build to construct some basic construction materials, and it's not very good at doing it, but it can do it. Now, the way the resources work in this game is very much like a resource web. We've uncovered a glaze here. We can see we've got some mushrooms, and we've got some farmland. Okay, so in that case, I'm going to go small farm. Going to go small farm. What else we got? A granary. Or a tool shop. I think I'm going to go granary. We're going to do that. We're going to do granary, and we're also going to go, right, a kiln or a mill. Now, producing coal is really useful, so we're gonna grab that one, I think. So each of the buildings you construct can do multiple different things. So, for example, if we look at the crude workstation, we can see it can produce planks, rope, and bricks. The kiln can also produce bricks, and you can see it's got a little star next to it, whereas the crude workshop has got this horrible little red icon. Now, what that means is that the kiln is much more efficient at producing bricks. It's the least efficient building that produces bricks, but it's way better than the crude workshop. But if you don't have a kiln, you still have a way to produce bricks. That's how this kind of works. So the idea is that you're constructing buildings that can do things better and do so. So for example, the crude workstation can also make planks, but the lumber mill can make planks as well, but it can do it far more efficiently than the crude workstation. So basically the crude workstation will want for just the amount of time it's going to take to get access to those other buildings, build them up, and then staff them. And then once they're doing that, we want to stop doing it at the crude workstation, because it takes a lot more resources to do the same thing. Now, because we've already got the kiln and the lumber mill, I don't think the workstation upgrade is the best option here. So I'm going to go with... we did just uncover some mushrooms. I don't think we got the harvester though, have we? I'm going to go for the pocket knives. I'm going for pocket knives, because I'm fairly sure... What do you need to do the mushrooms? Foragers camp. Ah, yes. Do we have a foragers camp? We do not. Okay, so that's fine. So we wouldn't be able to use that anyway. So what we're going to do is we're going to move our lumber mills a little bit closer. You can move buildings at any time. It's totally free. It doesn't cost anything. So do that there. Because the workers have to transport the materials themselves, the closer they are to the storage, the quicker they can obviously do stuff. So you always want to try and build most of your buildings near to the storage because that makes it quicker and more efficient for your people. You can build roads. Roads are generally free. There are upgraded roads. I've never actually found them, but they are there. So we could build a road like there. Let's do something like that. Now, our humans aren't currently doing anything, so they will be building that. Oh, we've also got another beaver, haven't we? I'm going to put the humans to work in here, and they're going to be making all of this stuff. You know what? I'm tempted just to make them make rope, and then we get... because it's not as efficient. We don't really need the bricks at the moment. The lumber mill's pretty cheap. I'm gonna whack that down here. I'm gonna whack that down here. What do we need for this? Is it a scavenging camp? It is a scavenging camp, so we do have one of those. So I can build one of those there. What I might actually do is kick one of the humans out, because if you only have one person building, it takes a long time to do any building. So just let them uncover this. In fact, what I might do is stop them from cutting down that to uncover more of that woodland down there. There's a lot of... yeah, there's 3... now, you don't want to uncover more than one of these hostile glades at any one time, because if you uncover more than one, that can be... if they end up with a couple of... so basically, when you uncover a glade, it'll show you what's inside. In a hostile glade, there might be 1 or 2 sort of like structures that need resources to deal with, but to deal with them you need your people to take the resources from your storage, walk over there, dump them in, and then sort of work on them. So these things can be something like maybe it releases a plague every 5 minutes, so you need to complete it before 5 minutes up, otherwise your people are going to die. Or it might be something that reduces the resolve of maybe 1 or all of your species. So, if you get a couple in there that reduce resolve and your people are already sad, that can be pretty fucking catastrophic that you really need to deal with very, very quickly. So, be ready when you uncover it. Have spare people. You know what, I'm going to put a beaver in here. And then we're going to do... we don't need we don't need barrels, so we won't do that. We don't have copper bars anyway. Or crystallized dew. So I just want the planks, which means we can turn the planks off here, because you can see it takes 7 wood to make 2 planks. Here it requires 3 wood to make 2 planks. So this is much more inefficient. So we don't want them doing planks because it just takes a long time. I'm going to get... have we got a build? Yeah, let's get a human in here picking the vegetables. We get some broccoli. I'll keep our food up, which is good. We're trying to get... to uncover this farmland. Now, the farmland... it gets planted during the drizzle and harvested during clearance. Now, because we've only got 1 minute and 40 odd seconds of drizzle, there's no point worrying about getting the farm working this year. But next year, we need to be ready to jump on the farm and get that planted, all that kind of good stuff. Get all this fertile land, which is this brown and green stuff, ready to go, so we can get some resources like that. Also, we need a lot more people. How many planks of wood do we have? Not enough. So, planks of wood are one of the main things that you need to complete these objectives. Sort of like fulfill the requirements of the hostile glades. I'm sure that'll get worse as time goes on, but obviously if you uncover it early on, then you don't have access to much resources anyway. We're going to cut through here. I'm going to be a little bit ballsy. We're going to go for it. I think it'll be fine. As you can see, you've got this little blue glowy light around the beaver man. That's because he likes working in the lumber mill. That's right, beavers like wood. It's a bit stereotypical, but there we go. Let's move you a little bit closer. Doesn't really help with making you cut wood any faster, but it does mean that you do cover, because each of these buildings have a particular sort of radius that they can collect stuff in, and so the closer they are to the trees, the better, or at least they can reach them, or something like that. We also probably need some shelters, don't we? So let's build some shelters. So let's build 3 of those. You know what, let's go mad, let's build 4. We only have 1 beaver not doing anything, which is not ideal. I'd like more. Are you actually doing anything? Do we actually have any clay spare? We do have 42 clay. So you should be making bricks. Are you making bricks? We've got no bricks. Are you making bricks? I think you're making bricks. You're probably making bricks, just very inefficiently. Okay, here we go. The clearance. Clearance is nice. It makes people happy, or at least less sad. And it's still raining, but it's at least a little bit sunny, so maybe a rainbow or 2. Very nice. I'm actually going to... Let's do that. I don't want to cut through into these glades yet. I want to cut through into this one, not the others. We're going to keep things going on here. Food is okay because we're getting the vegetables, which is good. Also, we'll get some... Did we say we get some fibres for cutting? Yeah, so for each 10 vegetables produced. I don't know if that is... It says produced. Does that include this? Maybe. Who knows? Resources produce different types of things. So if we go over here, we get the moss broccoli patch, but we get a 20% chance to get roots as well. Ah, more people. Perfect. I'm going to go for some humans. Let's get some more humans. Okay, so we've uncovered the farmland here, which is good. I want to whack down some of that. That's good. We've now got more people, so we can do some more construction work. Because we're almost out of clay here. Once we're out of clay, we've mined it all. Are you making bricks? Oh, you're not making bricks because I'm not telling you to make bricks. Because I was going to make a kiln, wasn't I? That's what I was going to do. I was going to make a kiln. Alright, you go there. So once they've mined all this out, we can actually get rid of the lizards working in here. Because they're not going to be able to mine any more clay. It's exhausted. You need to keep cutting down those trees, keep accessing these glades to find additional resources to keep you going. That's the ticket, which is why anything which slows down your wood cutting speed is really punishing, because it means that you just get access to different resources more slowly. Plus, if you're hacking in the wrong direction and getting access to the wrong resources, it can just spiral out of control. If you're not getting access to resources that are going to allow you to produce luxury goods, then your people are going to be sad, and that's going to be a big problem. So I'm going to build some shelters here. Yeah, we've got no deposits nearby, so we can get rid of those. Because no point having them. I can actually move that building over here just to get it out of the way. We've got access to more missions, so we need 5 glades. We need 50 bits of path. Okay, that's a nice little bonus there. If we build another shelter, we'll get some more lizards. If we can get 10 humans and keep the resolve above 50, we'll get additional human resolve and amber, as well as that reputation point. So that's all quite nice. It's all coming together. What do we need to build this? Not you. Wood and rope. We have rope. Good. Okay, we can build that. Then we can build the bricks in that. Good. So the different races like working different things. So humans don't like the rain. They like working indoors. The beavers like working with technology, such as in the lumber mill. And the lizards like working anywhere warm. They like working in the kiln, for example, because it's nice and warm in there. And there is the glade uncovered. Okay, so we've got two things to deal with. So we've got this open vault, which will riddle us with plague. Oh no, movement debuff. Okay, but if we complete it, we'll get 5 ancient tablets. Oh, good. So let's get some people to do that. We need 15 planks. We will investigate that. We also have fallen beaver woodcutters. So this will upset the beavers for as long as it's there. So we'll get some humans to go and fix that. And we get the option here. We can loot the bodies, or we can send to the citadel. I'm going to send to the citadel. It's only going to give us half a point of reputation, but I think that's a better option than... we've also got some... if we take in the trapper camp, we could... see? Bugger. Should have got the trapper camp. Now, we can always build a trading post. A trading post is a building that will allow us to trade our goods with a trader that pops around every clearance. So basically, we've already got clearance. There's no point getting it early on because they usually don't have enough resources to actually trade with anyone, but you can trade for blueprints. So we might get access to the trapper later on, in which case this would be quite nice because we've got this worm tongue nest and these slick shield. So this would be quite a lot of food actually, and we don't have access to it because we don't have the hunter encampment, which is a bit of a shame, but never mind. Such is life. These things happen inevitably. And oh yes, because we've set all of our people to go and sort this little problem out, they're not building buildings, but that's fine because this is more important. Do we have enough planks? We do not have enough planks. Don't build firewood, build planks. I need more planks. I do not have enough planks, and come on, hurry up. Oh, we also have a large abandoned cache here, which means this won't cause any negative effects if we don't complete it. There are some of these in every glade, and they'll give different benefits. So, for example, you can see we will get some jerky, bundle of ropes, oil, and a chest of ancient tablets. Alternatively, we can get a Queen's Grace and an amber pouch. So we just need to produce that wood ASAP. Come on, guys, hurry up. This would be a oh, I see. So every about, what, 4.5 minutes? After 4.5 minutes, we'll get minus 25. Then it'll go... Oh, 4 villagers will die. And we'll also get a debilitating curse. Ouch. Jeez, that's really nasty. That's it, you're making planks of wood. That's what we need. Let's speed things up a little bit. Come on, hurry up. Get that wood over there. And now we're in storm, which means everyone's going to be a little bit sad. It's particularly problematic for the beavers, because of course they've got some dead beavers over here. Come on, where's my... I need... Come on. Oh god, this is going to be close. I thought I had enough wood. I did not. Okay, we've got... Okay, they've got enough. They should be starting to work on it. Oh, 50 seconds. I don't think it's going to be long enough. Come on, lizards, hurry up! Okay, they're now working on it. 8, 12, 15, 19, 22. I think we're going to be okay. It's going to be close. It's going to be really close. Oh, shit. I can't watch. No! Fuck! Oh, fuck. You useless bastards! We've lost 4 people. That's horrendous. Right. Who did we lose? Right, you need to go in there. Ouch. I'm gonna have to go with... Who did we lose? Lizard, beaver, okay, so we'll go for those. We'll get you back in there. You're doing that. Okay, fine. We get a benefit. So, we're going to get 1 insect for every 5 mushrooms produced. Isn't bad. Especially, every 60 times meat produced is increased by 1. We don't have the hunter camp, so that's less useful. I guess insect traps is okay. I very rarely get around to doing brewing, so I guess we'll do that. Oof. I shouldn't have been producing firewoods. How many people do we have spare? Right, okay, so... We need that done, and to be honest, that's probably... Okay, we've got... That's it, I need you to be working on that. Okay, I mean, that wasn't great, but... You know, it's survivable. If only I'd had more bloody planks. How many planks do I have now? 8. Yeah. The other thing to say about these resources is that they're not always locks. So anything with a circle on it can be changed. So for example, currently firewood takes normal wood, but we could make it require planks. And it would require less planks than firewood. And that takes 3 to make 2. So it's probably about the same, but for example, if you had a lot of planks and you had no normal wood, then you could obviously switch that around to making firewood from planks. But obviously that requires more work, so it's less good. Yes, okay, I don't want to keep looking at all the dead people, thank you very much. Okay, so I want this farm up and running. We are going to not make grain, we're going to make mushrooms and vegetables. That's what I'm going to say. Okay, this is quite nice because we can make bricks. This doesn't take bricks, does it? No, just normal wood, that's fine. Okay, so the kiln, coal is really useful. bricks are really useful. Jerky. In fact, if you can staff this with enough people, it's incredibly useful. At the moment, though, because we lost 4, we don't have enough. And also this glaive was almost entirely useless because it's only got meat and we have no access to be able to get that. So that's a bit of a kick in the nuts. Never mind. But yeah, we're going to cut through into this one because, you know, why not? So what's the worst that can happen? We've now got 20 planks, so that's fine. Okay, so here we go. We're making the farm, and because we've got the drizzle. So what we're going to do here is we're going to put the 2 humans in it. Humans are good at farming. They will then put out... There we go. You can see they are seeding our farmland. Perfect. Now, we don't have anything else to build, so what I'm actually going to do is I'm going to put a lizard boy in here. You can see he's happy because he's working somewhere warm. And we'll just let him sort of like tick along, I think. I think that's absolutely fine. I would like him to make bricks more than anything else, but I think we're fine. Right, we've got the shit, so we can complete that one. That's going to give us some more lizard boys. So in fact, we can just whack people in there, and hopefully they'll start doing stuff. Perfect. Now, because the small farm, and I think this is right, you could, you know, happy to be called out on this, but because you plant your stuff during drizzle and then halves it during clearance, if you've seeded all the farmland, you can actually get rid of the humans because they're not actually doing any work in the farm at that point. And during storm, they're completely pointless, so you may as well get rid of them out of there as well, and then they can do some building work. So, holy shit, we've got a trapper's camp. Perfect. Oh, perfection. Okay, we're going to put you there. Obviously, currently, we have no one to build it, so that's fine. Well, it's not fine, but it's, you know. We can change that to meat. So I'm going to do that. Now, coal. Coal is an efficient fuel. It's also really good to burn on the ancient hearth because it lasts... So, when you sacrifice a material, it will remove it from the storage depending on which material, every few seconds. So 1 coal per 3 seconds for 5 bonus resolve. So you can actually stack this. So at maximum, you could be losing 4 coal per 3 seconds, which actually is quite, you know, that's quite fast, isn't it? Oh, hello, what we got here? Can we change that to rope? Okay, you've done all your thingy, so you can come out of that. We're going to get you to sort that one out, because that is going to make everyone a little bit sad. I'm actually going to take those goods, and then we have a petrified tree. That actually reduces the speed of cutting down trees by 25%. That's quite nasty, but it's not the end of the world. So in here we've got some mushroom patches. That's good, and some clay. Excellent. And we've also got a large abandoned cache here, which has got some barrels of ale, meat, and a chest of coal. That could be, you know, quite useful. So get our humans to do that. Once clearance has arrived, then we can obviously put our humans back working in the farm. They'll go and harvest those goods, and that'll be all fine. So making some bricks now. It's more efficient than doing it in the crude workstation. The only thing the crude workstation is good for at the moment is making rope. And to be honest, I think we've got 14 ropes. So the human can come out of there, and I think I might actually get to help with this. Because the longer this is active, the less resolve we get. And the petrified trees it's nasty, but it's not the end of the world. Also, they should be able to build a trapper's camp after they've done that. Should be quite nice. Because then we can get some meat. What does this do? So it'll give us meat and hides. This one will give us insects and meat. The scavenger camp has no resources nearby. Oh yes, I guess it wouldn't. I guess it wouldn't. You can actually go and get those. So you know what? Go over there. Start harvesting that. Is that all done? 95, 97, 100%. Perfect. And you'll start taking the resources out. And once you finish doing that, you'll free up. We'll just continue to cut down this. So it's not so much you have like a resource tree, it's more like a resource web. So different different resources can be used for different things. If you don't have access to one resource, you might have access to another, and you can use that instead. So for example, here we could use insects or meat. Obviously we've got more access to meat, so we'll go for meat. And if we run out of meat, we can always change it over to make it out of insects. So, you know, that works too. Even like bricks. So currently we're making bricks out of clay. We can actually make it out of stone if we have access to that. We have trade routes as well. So for example, if you're really struggling, you might be able to pick up some resources here. So we could get some stone from the smouldering city, and we can trade some of these resources instead. We could also get some spices, which would increase humanism. Oh, you know what? I quite like that. So let's go with... We're making lots of planks. Let's start a route. So every minute we'll lose 1 plank, but we'll gain 1 spices. That should keep our people a little bit happier. You humans done yet? I probably should get a storage over here, because we've got a lot of resources in this area. So maybe if I put it there, like the farm, maybe here. Okay, what we're going to do is we're going to move the lumber. Going to move the lumber over there. Oh, we need to put... Hang on, we'll put you there. Put the humans in. In fact, I'm going to kick out some of you to go and do this, because I think that's more important. And I'm going to get another beaver and 2 humans. So cut down that. Cut down that. Okay, we've now got some people to do stuff. So we're getting some meat and some insects from this, which is quite nice. We can get some more meat from here. So we've got quite a lot of meat, which is good, which means we can make the jerky, which is going to keep humans and lizards happy. It doesn't make the beavers happy, though. They like stew. I don't know if I can make stew. Yes, I can, from the granary. There we go. So I'm going to build you there. Hopefully we can put some people in there, get some stew. You got a stew. Get some vegetables, get some meat, get some weird green mushrooms. You got yourself a stew, which is going to keep your beavers happy. Woods and stew. That's what you give beavers to keep them happy. That's my advice. Okay, we're fixing this up. It's going to give us some wood, stone, and pack of roots. Now, currently we're not using stone for anything, but we can switch this over to using stone, especially if we run out of clay, which I think we might have. We've only got 5 left, which is going to produce 2 bricks. And once that's done, we're out of clay. Although we do have more down here, so we could actually grab that. In fact, I could move this stone cutter's camp down here. I was also going to build a storage, wasn't I? I was going to build storage. I think I'm going to build storage here. That farm's right in the way. Never mind. Such is life. No point worrying about where your farm is. And we're probably going to want... This doesn't increase their movement speed a huge amount, but it does increase it. So do something like that. It's only about 5% on the bog standard roads. You can get upgraded roads, which make them move a little bit faster. Okay, so we completed that. They're taking the resources back home. So we basically just need more people at the moment. We've only got 2... Oh, how much do we have? I think we might need more shelter. So making plank. We've got 45 planks. That's good. We've got 60 wood. That's not an awful lot. It's probably because we're turning it into coal. Okay, here. Right, so we can make a pack of crops. And that is going to be useful for this one. So we only need 6 currently. So I could go... If we make our limit 7, because I can't do 6. Pack of provisions. Do we need those for any of these missions? No. So don't make those. Now stew. I think we're going to be getting quite a lot of meat, but currently it's set for roots. I don't think we have many roots though, do we? So let's change that to meat, and then we just need vegetables and mushrooms. Which is fine. I haven't found any more farmland, which is a little bit worrying. I would like more farmland. I also need people in here. Let's get some... I've actually got 3 spare beavers. It's probably because they should be doing... Oh no, don't you work there. You know what? I'm going to kick 1 human out of there because I think we just need three free people doing stuff is pretty good. I wish you could prioritize. I think they do it in the order that you actually built the buildings in, but I wish you could like prioritize it because I'd like the storage to be built first. Because obviously, if they have to take things to the storage, then I think they're actually building it now. But if you have to take things to the storage or take things out of the storage, and all the storages are linked, then it makes more sense to like carry goods from here than it does all the way from our main storage. Move that down there. We have... Okay, I mean, we're making... We don't need a huge amount of wood. But I might reduce that. Let's set the limit to coal for like 55. And then they'll do other things. And we can turn this to stone because we have stone to make more bricks. Currently got 23 bricks, but actually just fine. So I'm kind of like, let's not... You know, I'm going to turn that off so they're just going to make jerky. And if they're just making jerky, I don't need 3 of them in there. So we'll just take 1 out. See the lizards, we're actually pretty happy. Alright, we've completed the infrastructure mission, so we can take that one. We need some Brotherhood. That's nigh on impossible for me to do. We could do some storage. So if we can make some makeshift hearths and some storage, we'll get some additional resources, including more mushrooms from production. Plus we get more mushrooms here if we get more stone. Now, stone, I don't have stone road at the moment. I haven't unlocked it. It might not even be available in the demo. We've also got the storage here, which is good. That means that anyone taking goods now will go to this storage rather than going all the way over to this storage. That's going to make everything a little bit more efficient. I do love me some efficiency, and I'm actually going to send you guys to... How much rope do we have for? You know what? We'll keep the goods. Okay, so we've got a smokehouse that makes jerky more efficient. It also makes skewers. Well, cookhouse, which makes stew, pie, and pottery. Now, we've already got someone make stew at the same efficiency, and pie I need flour for. I don't have the flour, so I'm tempted to go for the jerky because then we can make jerky much more efficiently and skewers as well. So we're going to do that. Was it the smokehouse? Yeah, you were the kiln, weren't you? Yeah. Smokehouse. Let's pop you there. The storm, and because it's the second storm, everyone is going to get moved 40% slower unless they have a coat, and we have not researched coats or can build them, so everyone's just going to move a little bit slower, which is not the end of the world. It's not for very long. It'll be generally fine. What can... That's a forage... We don't have a forager's count, do we? No. So we can't get access to those mushrooms at the moment. We've uncovered this. What do we have? We've got some fallen beaver woodcutters. So let's set some people to... Yeah, we will send those to the Citadel. Also got more meats. Now, lizards do well here, but we don't have any spares, so we're going to have to hold off for the moment. Let's sort that little problem out. I'm tempted to maybe start cutting over here now. So I'm actually going to move you. Over here. And I'm just going to just cut all that. It's fine. And we'll stop cutting that because I don't like it when it's glowing. Right, I'm going to go for this, because I would like more meat, and the lizards are going to do well there. We also need humans doing... Oh, I forgot to take them out during the storm. Oops, never mind. So we get +1 grain production. I don't really like making grain. The rain is getting heavier. Vegetables production is decreased by 2, but global resolve is decreased by 2. That's quite nasty. Discovering a glow gaze +3 to global resolve for 1.5 minutes. This affects stacks duration. Let's go with that one. And we get a lizard or a beaver house. Now, who's the least happy? I guess the... it's pretty close. I'm going to go beavers because that's 3 spaces instead of 2. Plus, I like the beavers doing lumber, and they're not as super happy doing that. Whereas the lizards I tend to put in hot buildings, which they do like, which increases their mood. So, let's get some beaver houses. Let's get like 3. I also free up space in the other buildings as well, which is going to make life a little bit easier for everyone. Means I've got more space. Food is looking really good. We've got a lot of building and, well, we've got some spare people. Hopefully they're getting on with that. Right? Right? What are you doing? Just cutting... We don't really need firewood now that we've got coal. So just doing the planks of wood is fine. Doing the jerky and the coal there, which is again fine. We're getting all that finished off, which is good. I don't really need more clay at the moment, so I'm not worried about getting more bricks, because I think we've got plenty. 27, yeah, that's fine. We can also complete this mission because we've got the pack of crops, so we will tick that one off. And where was I making that? Here, so I don't need any more of those because none of the other objectives need it, and the pack of crops is just used, as far as I'm concerned, for those missions. So if you don't, no point making them if you don't need them for the missions. Doesn't actually seem to do anything. We're doing the meat over here. Yes. We could make it out of insects. We do have a few insects. How much jerky have we got? 17. Okay, well let's do it out of insects. Are we making stew? We've got mushrooms, broccoli. We don't have any meat. Let's make it out of eggs. So we've got 3 stew. I mean, that's, you know, we're doing pretty well here. I feel like the missions are a little bit shorter. Might be that in the full game they're a little bit longer, but of course, being beta, it's all still to be balanced, I imagine. I just like it. I like doing the infrastructure. I like exploring the glades. It's just fun, and I like the aesthetic's really nice as well. It's got a nice little cartoony aesthetic, which I really enjoy that. It's got some shelters getting on there. Oh, this is all good. Are you doing anything? Could make skewers. Lizard's favourite food. So, you know what? We can make jerky much more efficiently here, can't we? 2-3 compared to 4-5. So don't do that. In fact, I'm going to kick you out there. I'm going to put 2 of you in there. So you can make jerky and skewers. Let's do that. Okay, so the lizards, you can see, have actually hit maximum resolve. And what this means is we're getting a little bit of extra resolve every minute, which is very, very nice. We've actually found mushrooms and more broccoli patches. Okay, good. That's good to have. We haven't found any more farmland, though. It's a little bit disappointing. But at least our construction work is pretty much finished. The beavers are pretty happy. The humans are pretty happy. Everyone's pretty happy. Now, what I could do is chuck a bunch of coal on the ancient hearth, and that would boost their resolve even more. So I can actually do something like that, and as you can see, everyone is now getting a little bit happier, which is good. Okay, 0.06. It's not much, but it means that bar is slowly filling. What missions could we complete, just out of interest? So we need to discover more glades, need more humans. So I'm going to track those. That's even more humans, so I can track those. I don't have a tavern, so I can't do that. I don't have stone, so I can't do that. So basically, there's some of these that I can't complete at the moment. That's fine, because we don't need to. So now we've got humans are happy as well, so we're getting 0.16, so that's just slowly increasing. It's just generally looking pretty good. The beavers are super happy as well. Everyone's happy. Never happens. usually it spirals out of control very, very quickly. Right, we've got access to another glade here. This has got some dead lizard warriors. So we're going to whack some humans in there. We're going to... I think I'm going to send to the Citadel because a little bit of extra rep. I think it's going to be far more useful. Just pop you down there for a second. Let's keep that. We just need to keep that wood coming because that wood's getting made into coal. We're getting some good stuff. We're getting some stew. Oh. Now everyone's super happy. You know what? I'm going to burn oil as well. That's right. Burning the oil. That's 0.47 per minute now. That's really good. Now our impatience is ticking up, but I think we can beat it. 0.6, that's only going by 0.25. So if we can keep... Now, keeping this momentum is going to be pretty tricky. But considering the lizards are a little bit upset, and plus we're burning the oil, but I don't really need the oil for anything else, so I'm sure that's fine. Okay, we've got the brickyard or the cookhouse. The cookhouse makes stew, but we don't need that. That makes bricks, but again, we don't really need that either. But I'm going to grab that one. You can always re-roll it if you don't like what you get, but I'm not overly concerned. So this is looking pretty good. I could actually go with another lumber camp, maybe. Because I'm thinking the only thing I really need now is like more woods. That's my thinking. Okay, so there's clearance. Everyone's going to be generally happier anyway, especially because, you know, you have this thing here. So we have ×1 food, so that means we get a 20% chance to double the yield each production cycle, which is quite nice. Means everyone's going to just produce more stuff, which is all good. You're not producing firewood, are you? No, we don't need firewood. Coal is dropping. But we're now at 0.67. Everyone's like literally off their tits on happiness. I was expecting to fail this run, especially after losing 4 people, but it seems like, you know, we're doing okay, which is a surprise. I've had missions go worse than this one, to be honest. Let's go with that. So I want beavers. I'm going to get a human working in there as well. What else do we need? Do we actually need anything? Or are we pretty happy? Get another human working there just to get those extra bit of meat. Where's the meat? Meat's back on the menu, boys. I could get you... Oh, because of course that was human only. I could get you working there. That means we can make a little bit more stew. Just keep everyone happy. Have we right, we've run out of oil, and coal is running low as well. But I think we've boosted up our reputation very nicely. Uncovered another glade. Excellent. Let's like cut our way down through here. Of course, uncovering glades makes everyone a little bit happier as well. I think we're going to run out of coal in a minute. Oh, we can stop that for the moment. I think that's fine. We've done a really nice boost of our rep. We just need, if we can get more humans, then that's a couple more missions completed. Just uncover some more glades. We've got loads of woods. I'm tempted to get another lizard in here just to make coal, specifically for making people happier, getting that reputation boost. We don't need the humans here in a minute. We can get a brewery or a market. Now, a market needs... If we have a brewery... Okay, let's get you. Now, a brewery, I think we either need berries, which we don't have any of, or grain, which we don't have any of. We could do some here, but that means we're not getting any mushrooms to make the stew. So, unless I can find some more farmland... Only finding one little bit is strange, but then it might be that, you know, had I dug north instead of east, I might have found loads of farmlands and absolutely no meat deposits. So it's one of those cases where even in a single mission, depending on which way you start digging, you know what? I've never seen a little lake in the middle of the forest there. You can get access to different resources, and it can dick you over. Like, you might just happen to cut in entirely the wrong direction and end up with no usable resources and just be sitting there just struggling because your people are getting grumpy. Which is why I like getting the kiln early, because all that coal is super useful. I mean, everyone's still pretty happy, and we're still getting a lot of... I can get you out there. Not we really need. Not we really need anything. I mean, I could do this. You go and do this one and get us. You know what? Send to the Citadel, because we're so close now. I think the more reputation we can gain, the better. Everyone's just fairly happy. It's just ticking along, and now they're sad. Because it's stormy and rainy and no one likes it. Well, tough. So you get a tavern or a cellar. I mean, a tavern kind of makes sense. I don't think the brewery is going to be that useful. Because I just don't think that I have the grain. If I had more farmlands, then that could be an option. But currently I have only one farmland, and I'm using all of those resources to make stew and skewers and jerky. Do I have any stew left? Oh, I don't think I do. Oh dear. More peeps. Let's go with some dwarf beavers. Fuel burns 15% longer in hearths. Oh, that's quite nice. Grain production by +1 for every 50 production cycles. That's also quite nice, but we're going to do that because how much coal do we have? We have 60 coal, which means I'm going to whack one on there. That should hopefully give us enough. We're so close. In fact, let's whack 2 on and see if we can... you still... Oh, you're still doing stuff. Oh, do we not have enough? I don't think we've got enough copper tools to complete it. Guess we'll have to just cancel that. Never mind. And there we go. We've completed the map, which means we get experience points, we get resources. It's quite nice, and we can continue to play if we want to, or we can go back to the world map. And what that'll do is actually, you can see that our Rose Lake, our little settlement, is now on the map. And that means if we create another little settlement, then we can trade with Rose Lake for other resources. So it creates another trade lane like the Smouldering City, which can be quite good for getting additional resources. Now, the thing with this is that as time goes on, you reach the end of the current cycle. Once the end of the current cycle hits, so depending on how long it takes for you to finish a settlement, you can see the bar is filled and we've got Rose Lake there. And once you sort of hit this area here, you can only end the cycle, and the cycle, once it ends, it'll wipe out all the settlements on the map and you have to start over. But obviously you keep your additional resources that you've acquired, which means you can then buy upgrades to make life easier for yourself in the future. So, for example, we could, if I had a little bit more machinery, I could get. I want this essential building, I think. So I need to do a map where I'm going to get another machinery as a resource, as a reward, and then I can get the essential buildings, and then I get access to the human beaver and lizard man house. Just a standard. Means 1, it won't waste a blueprint spot, and 2, if there's an emergency, I can just keep people happy by building them the houses that they want. So that just makes my life a little bit easier overall. And obviously there seems to be a lot more levels of rewards you can get, but just not available in the demo. But there we go. So this is Against the Storm. It's a fun little game. I think the demo came out for PAX, and it's definitely worth a look if you like this sort of like settlement building type thing. It's really, really fun. Anyway, thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you next time.